Hello. Testing, testing, testing. I got microphones. I don't think I can hold this the whole time, so bear with me. All right. Between this and the eraser head hair, I think we are ready for episode 3 of Shelf Life. Holy moly. You people seem to really be enjoying yourselves here. So here we are again. It's Sunday. I did a big run today. I have my knockoff Stanley mug full of electrolytes once again. And we're back at the bookshelf. So let's see where this takes us. I got the new microphones. Current reads. What are we reading? If you've been following me on Instagram or TikTok or any of the other important places where people follow one another, I'm currently reading. Let's save that. I'm currently reading this thick chunker, as I like to call them, and Renetta Adler's Speedboat. This book's fun. I like this. It's nice and short. It's great. I picked this up to finish off the end of the month of September. Happy fall, by the way. Look at that. And yeah, I'm about, let's see, 90 pages into this, and this book is just cool. Like it's like as cool as you think you are when you start smoking cigarettes. Like this is about, oh, I'm not even sure of the age, but I want to say a young lady who is cruising through life as a journalist, and it's flashes and quick cuts of her travels and her thoughts and the people that she meets. And she's based in New York City, but she's been all over the world. Very interesting. I like this a lot so far. Also, I can't do this right now. I am, let's see, 130 pages into the the Count of Monte Cristo. This book is awesome. Like I am just devouring this thing. I thought that this was going to be a pain to read. Still, like this is a page turner, and I still feel like I'm in the introduction, like hammering through this thing, and it's awesome. Short chapters, very consumable book, like, and you want to talk about polarizing. All of the see the spine. Look at that. Little. I'm willing to bet a couple of you are triggered just seeing this right now because after the feedback I got from my first spine break, whoa. Some people are all about it. Welcome to the dark side. It's now the book is loved, and then other people are just absolutely horrified, and they were cringing and whoa. Well, dip my toe into the ice water, and everyone has something to say about it. But we're gonna keep beating the living, you know what, out of this book because, like I said, it was pristine and looked like it was brand new off the shelf at some fancy bookstore, and I picked it up, and we're starting to get some nice wear. And I'm kind of being extra rough on this because it's gonna take some time, and we're not gonna hold this one sacred. This one's gonna get read. So let's slip that bad boy back right now and go back to the notes of being a professional person who makes videos about books. I'm a guy. That's it. Who just works. So let's see. So Speedboat, I wanted to say, is my last big fat book haul. I'm trying to see where. Okay, last big fat book haul I did. I bought a bunch of books because after I completely nerded out on Infinite Jest, David Foster Wallace. We'll talk about it. We'll get into that eventually. But after I did that, I watched a whole bunch of interviews. This is kind of how I like to read. I'll pick a book, I get into a book, and then I start nitpicking the author, seeing if there are any interviews. I found a couple of Renata Adler. I haven't dove in yet, but I'm going to. But I remember reading Infinite Jest, and I was only reading this, and I would listen to his interviews. I read a couple of his interviews, and after I finished this, I didn't want to just consume his entire catalog. Um, but I wanted to get more insight on like where's his inspiration coming from. And after thinking about it for a little while, I was like, that dude was a professor. So I'm wondering if there is a syllabus or something that's still in existence in the ether. And if you look it up, I found 3. I posted them to my Instagram, but I think one of his semesters I grabbed. Let's go through it. Speedboat, um, Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. I got another recommendation on YouTube. Let's see. Let's just jump to that. I got a recommendation for Another Country from James Baldwin. Thank you, whoever did that. I'm definitely gonna check that out. But right now, at the end of the month, like I have some that I'm really looking forward to, but at like the end of the month, I'm seeing what I can like squeeze in real fast because I know spooky season's coming up. How cool is that? But I kind of have some ideas on where I want to go in October. And again, all the book clubs start at the beginning of the month, so prepare yourselves. So James Baldwin, Giovanni's Room, that was on the David Foster Wallace syllabus. I finished that one. That one was sad. That was a love story, and I'm gonna leave it at that right now. That was a love story. Um, Percy Walker, the moviegoer. I didn't know at the beginning of this book. I wasn't too into, but then I saw Ryan Holiday, Daily Stoic, talk about this, and he says one of the most influential books he's ever read. So I have to finish it. I have a problem with DNFing books. I can't bring myself to do it. A glutton for punishment. And Joan Didion, Play It As It Lays. This was about the dark side of Hollywood and vapid, self-consumed people. And that's it. I know aren't my synopses just riveting? Desperate Characters. That was one of the options. I put up a poll. I was either gonna do this one or Speedboat, and I got 1 vote for Speedboat. So that's 100%. So we had to go that way. But they're exactly the same length. I think it's like 192 pages. So this one's gonna come up quick. The Man Who Loved Children. The title alone is something I don't want to carry around. This might get another cover just because. Look at that. Look at that. That's creepy. That's creepy. You're asking to be, stared at with walking around with a book like that. The Golden Notebook. This looks cool. I don't know why, but it's just I like the texture. It's not a high gloss. It's just. Have you ever read these? Like, I haven't read these. If anyone's read these, let me know. Oh man, my son is having the time of his life upstairs, and I think that's it for right now. But those are on the DFW syllabus. So maybe in the future we'll read through the syllabus. I don't know. What do you think? What do you want to do? I mean, I'm kind of going off of all the comments and the feedback that I got from last week because my first video is like who's lying about how many books they consume, and I can only read so fast. I work a lot, I do a lot of other things, and I manage. But I'm also committed to delivering high quality book content at least once a week. So let's move on. Another one I'm excited. It has moved up significantly on the to be read list because there's a lot of hype this week about it. White Noise. And I heard this week that this was compared to The Simpsons, and that's love The Simpsons. Love The Simpsons and anything that has to do with like what's the word I'm searching for? Not typecasting, but it's just putting its finger on that hysterical but a little bit dark American culture. And I heard it's funny. And after reading, where is it? Where did I put it? Death in Spring. I need a laugh. That'd be great. I mean, with the Counting Monte Cristo, exceptional, great epic story, but a good laugh. And I've been wanting to get into DeLillo for a while. I've heard a lot of good things. Um, Also, I went to the library. The library's fun. I've gotten a couple things off of Libby. I read Hard Rain Falling. I still want to get a hard copy of that, but Hard Rain Falling I read on my phone, and it's kind of advantageous sometimes to consume content on my phone because you're not just hanging out with a book at work. It's like, all right, well, I can have my phone. Like, I'm not scrolling. I'm actually reading. So I've tried to look up a number of things on Libby, and is it that many people are reading the books that I want to read, or are they not available, or am I doing something wrong? Libby Acorn, I love that it's available, exceptional, but maybe I don't know. And same thing with the library. I live in a small town. Our library is awesome, but it's a small town. I don't know if I'm just not good at the library yet, but I got a couple things. And like I said before, I wanted some shorter stuff, maybe some spooky season stuff. I went in with a list, like a shopping list of where to look, but also keep in mind, I'm running around the library, a nice quiet place with a 4-year-old, and on the other side of the library, there's a whole play area. So he was very good, but like he started getting antsy, time to get over there. So I grabbed a couple things. I wanted to get another recommendation from this week was, excuse me, I bet that picked up great. Um, The Haunting of Hill House. And I didn't know, and there we go, another movie book, but I haven't seen that movie. And I looked it up on Goodreads. It's pretty short, sweet. And Shirley Jackson is someone I wanted to get into. So when I looked, I couldn't find anything, but I did find Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Not too chunky, something I think I can slash through pretty quickly at the beginning of October. So snag that. But another category that I kind of don't know how to navigate is poetry. Like, there once was a man from Nantucket. Like, there's a lot of Robert Frost, and there's a lot of old classic Edgar Allan Poe. There's a lot of like classic, old school poetry, but I don't know how to get into this kind of contemporary modern poetry without like, please help me out here, please. So, with that being said, I found 101 Great American Poems. Going to sift through that. Not very promising. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Again, it's worth a flip through. And I've always heard good things about this gentleman, Allen Ginsberg. Apparently, he's a Molotov cocktail of a poet. So this is a cool book. It's got some sweet pictures in it too. Just to familiarize myself and be a little more apt in the poetry sector. But it, I'd like to, know what I'm talking about when it comes to the poetic side of things, because I always really admired minimalism and being concise with your language, and I think poetry is like the definition of that. How do you get like the most across with the least amount of words? And I know the point isn't the least amount, but I mean, I think there's an immense beauty in having like the page, the written word, and like that presentation. Enough is enough. Like, I don't know. I'm also really into weird abstract art and things like that, so I'm into it. It doesn't have to rhyme, but it has to be gripping. Like, yes. And I've seen that before, and I just don't know how to look it up or find it. So if you can help, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. What else do I have? I already said happy fall or autumn. The movie part about reading movie books. Some of you guys are with me, and I don't have time to be reading movies that I already read. I got a couple recommendations of ones that I have seen, like Cuckoo's Nest and Clockwork Orange and The Road, and I don't doubt that they're wonderful books, but again, I'm just not into it. Related things, sure. Also, speaking of books and movies, I don't know if you know this, but this one kind of not blew my mind, but Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. This book is about imperialism and colonialism, and it's about this dude. I don't remember his job, but he was part of like a Belgian expedition that goes into the Congo to find people who were mining the people pretty much and taking advantage of locals. And I was like, this is familiar. Like, I feel like I've read this. And because I nerd out on authors when I'm reading their book, I found out that Heart of Darkness is what Apocalypse Now is based on. Like, that was dope. Like, that's a book, that's a movie I've already seen. It didn't say Apocalypse Now. If I wind up reading it, it's familiar and sick. So, good stuff. Kind of a depressing book, but madness, isolation, being out like think of Apocalypse Now if you've seen it. This is the Congo version in like the 1800s. I don't know. I'm not a historian and I haven't read that in a minute. So I don't want to skip over anything either. So bear with me. I got a new book. I got a new book because I think one of my book clubs, it's going to be the next one. And I got, it was also on the DFW syllabus. Look at this. Look at this. Lonesome Dove. Apparently, it's time. Look at this thing. This is a saga. Like, I'm want to be a cowboy. Yes. Yes. Looks great. Heard a lot of good things. Yeah. With spooky season coming up, H.P. Lovecraft is definitely. I got 2 H.P. Lovecraft books right here and this one. This was a gift. And I thought I had it right up here. It's a tall one. My son's getting rambunctious up there. I don't know where it is. So, yeah, that's kind of like my reading update for the week. If I think of anything else, you will see me in the shorts, and you'll see me in the other important places where you're supposed to see me. If you like this, comment, say something. If you see something on my shelf you want me to talk about, please let me know. And like and subscribe. I'm not shy about saying that. Please like and subscribe because I like seeing this growth. I like doing this for a reason. And just the fact that I'm building a book community. Oh, I just saw it right here. Let's take this up. Right there. Look at that. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more reading content that I can deliver, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Happy autumn. Happy fall. And I will see you for Shelf Life 4 next week. Thanks again. Love you. Bye. Out. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Ciao.